I will always be Spider-Man.
You sure about that?
Hello guys, this is another edition of Spaghetti Tuesday. I'm Felipe Almazán.
And I'm Daniel Vizcarra.
And today we're going to talk about The Amazing Spider-Man 2. We're back with our favorite web slinger, Spider-Man. This movie opens up with Peter Parker's parents.
We kind of see like why they left, and like it takes off from when they took off, like what they went and did and what happened.
Yeah, and so after that we get to see Spider-Man or Peter Parker struggle with or feeling guilty over the death of Gwen Stacy's father from the first movie, which, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, he dies.
So he feels guilty and he's seeing his face everywhere he goes. Peter's just trying to adjust to being Spider-Man and juggle this whole life, Spider-Man, school, his girlfriend, and then just the guilt of that he can't save everyone.
With this film, we definitely get a more fun Spider-Man. The Spider-Man that we all knew growing up, Saturday morning, with the cheesy, corny punchlines. I like seeing that type of Spider-Man. And then on top of that, I think Andrew Garfield probably delivered the best Spider-Man performance.
Yeah, I think he just embraced it this time around. Yeah. He just owned the Spider-Man role. He was very witty, he was charming. The way they had Spider-Man moving through the city, it just seemed real and natural, and he just killed it this time around.
The chemistry between Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker, I felt it was more genuine around this time. You get to see the relationship in whole, which I think was missing in the first movie. The whole on-again, off-again relationship, I think was done pretty well. Although it kind of dragged a bit toward...
Yeah, at times it would drag, but they really did a great job of establishing the relationship and making you care about the relationship in this movie.
Let's talk about the villains.
Okay, let's talk about the villains.
There's 3 of them. Well, technically
sort
2.
Of. 2.5.
2.5, I guess, yeah. So we have Electro, played by
Jamie
Foxx, which I thought he did pretty good, playing this kind of sympathetic...
Just a loner. He's just this poor guy that has no friends in the world, and he's just a ghost, basically.
And worships Spider-Man, who kind of reminds me a bit of the Riddler in Batman Forever.
Yeah,
it kind of
reminds me. He's just this creepy guy that's obsessed with with Spider-Man, and he just wants a friend, and but you feel for him,
The other villain that we have is the Green Goblin. I think he's probably the best villain in the film.
Yeah, clearly.
Pretty good performance by Dane DeHaan. I don't know, it's pretty hard to go against Willem Dafoe, but he gives a pretty damn good performance.
Well, to be fair, he's not playing Norman Osborn. He's playing Harry Osborn. But it's still Green Goblin.
Yeah, I would pick him over what's his face, James Franco.
James Franco, yeah.
Great performance by him. I just think that this character, it was kind of rushed.
Yeah, I felt like they just crammed him in there.
Yeah.
They could have established him in the first movie, or even at the beginning, they could have established him really quick just by showing him and Peter playing together. Like, the whole time you're like, okay, they try to throw in little tidbits of oh yeah, good, remember, right? We were friends growing up, right? Well, you guys remember that.
The other villain I don't know what's worth talking about. You have Rhino, played by Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, it's just a cameo appearance.
Yeah, it is.
He's hardly in the film. It's kind of pointless, really.
That's another thing too. The trailer ruined the majority of the movie. Oh my god! One of the scenes in the trailer is the last shot of the freaking movie.
The trailer it gives away some of the big moments in the movie.
Yeah, it does.
It's a good movie overall. It could drag at times. There's some portions of the movie, mainly in the middle, where you're yeah, they could cut all this out and montage it or just get rid of it altogether.
Yeah, it was a bit of a sloppy mess that it was kind of. At some parts it was rushed, and it was a bit messy, but overall I think the good strength of the film were the performances. Once again, it wasn't well thought out.
A lot of people are upset with how Sony, I think they micromanage and they don't let the directors really just have full control of the movie. Because it seems like a lot of things are just thrown in there for no reason.
Yeah, you can tell a lot of things were cut out too.
Yeah.
The film had a potential to be one of the best Spider-Man movies. Now it's just kind of...
It's good, but it's not great it could have been.
Yeah. For me, I gotta say the first 2/3 of the movie I was going along with the ride, I wasn't that... Although I gotta say the middle kind of dragged on a bit. But for the last 2/3, once you have the final battle scene, and then with the tragic event that happens, that's to me kind of accelerated to okay, now this is actually a pretty good movie. But then the ending happened, and I was just it's back to a decent superhero movie.
They took it down a notch again. Which that's how the movie was. It felt like a roller coaster ride in the sense that it was very engaging, and then it just dropped for moments at times where you're just like, oh, like, why is this happening? Like, this is just, I don't need to see all this. I want to see Spider-Man fighting people.
Although I gotta say that that's kind of what
it's not a bad thing. It just seems like another story for another time. That's how I felt.
Like some of the parts of the movie could have been in the first movie. It's a fun time. I would give it a 3 out of 5 web.
Yeah, if we were rating it on webs, I would give it a 3 out of 5 too.
But if you're a big Spider-Man fan, like, you know, a majority of us are, like, we are.
I would say if you're a superhero fan, a comic book fan, just go check it out, you know, because it's still a good time.
But don't expect too much from it.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
It's not Captain America.
No, it's not Captain America at all. This is another edition of Spaghetti Tuesday. This is Felipe Almazán.
And I'm Daniel Vizcarra.
See you next week.
How'd you like it?
It feels a little bit rushed.
I know.